Since the dawn of time, ancient anime fans have always had a deep love and appreciation for the art of comparison. When they weren't biding their time hugging their Hatsune Mica body pillows, they were chiseling tier lists into the cave walls and having heated discussions over the campfire about who is best girl, Plesiosaurus or Diplodocus. And we all know the answer to that question. But perhaps the greatest comparison in all of animedom, the holy grail of the primeval nerd, is that most evergreen of lists. The top anime openings of all time. But like climbing the peak of a daunting mountain, it rarely stays that way in practice. Many begin the task only to realize, wait, have I watched 100 anime? Have I watched 50? Do I honestly have strong enough opinions about over 100 shows to bother making this list in the first place? The smart ones pivot, changing the title to My Favorite Anime Openings, a much more attainable endeavor than claiming to know the objective best of the best. And yet still, some go mad. The absolute hubris. Well, worry not, anime fans new and old, for the wait is over. After a grueling 16 months of intense research, culling, watching, and waiting for websites to just load already, we have done it. We have figured out the objective, inarguable Nintendo Power official seal of approval best anime openings of all time list, courtesy of some guy and his hot girlfriend. The first stage was gathering information. While hot girlfriend had watched many an anime in her time, and some guy had seen at least 2 probably, they had not yet seen enough. They needed to widen their research. And what better way to start than by excavating the tombs of those poor souls who had fallen in pursuit of the same noble task. We watched every top 100 list we could find, taking extensive notes on any shows we'd never seen that looked interesting, making sure to find and watch their openings in full on very legal websites. We even watched that top 800 list, because we, like the person who made it, are insane. After perusing so many individual lists, patterns became apparent. There were some openings that always made it, others that never did. And if someone has any Fate openings on their list, you can pretty much guarantee that they're going to put Brave Shine as their number 1. One of the most common favorites we were always waiting for was the first opening of Code Geass, Colors by Flow. The opening begins with an enthusiastic Jibun Wo. Jibun Wo! And whenever we'd see it, we too would shout Jibun Wo. So excited were we at the chance to see our favorite ugly triangular guy on a horse that he does not actually ride anywhere in the show. Soon enough, when comparing openings on other people's lists, we would say, is it good? Is it Jibun Wo? Is it better than Jibun Wo? And eventually, Jibun Wo became our shorthand for quality. And the eternal question when reviewing new openings was, is this opening Jibun Wo? So began our quest to sep the wheat from the chaff, to find out which openings were Jibun Wo, and which were Jibun Wow! We dug deep into the anime mines, scanning each rock and hyperlink for overlooked gems. If a series had more than one opening, we would watch all of them. Just to be safe. Sometimes even in multiple languages if they were different enough. Have you ever sat down to watch all 60-something Detective Conan openings with your local Conan expert, just in case there was anything cool happening in them, only to find not a single opening was good enough to bother with? I have done that.
What? But some of the openings have pretty good songs.
Ah, but that's just it, isn't it? This isn't a list ranking the songs. This is a list about the greatest openings of all time. And the opening is so much more than just its song. An opening is its visuals, its themes, its editing, its animation, the timing, the pace, the feelings it evokes. The credits. Everyone thinks you can just get rid of the credits. You can't. They're part of the opening. You have no idea how many great openings are ruined by terrible credits. I am losing my mind.
Get those Japanese words off of me.
In the end, we watched literally thousands of submissions, culling the list further and further until finally, only the top 100 remained. You may ask, what criteria can you judge 1,500 openings by? Well, dear student, you can remember our grading scale with this simple acronym. VMURKTJ. The V stands for visuals. But these are not limited to just the cool anime fight scenes, oh no. Does the editing flow from shot to shot? Is the animation stylized in an interesting way? Based on the visual storytelling alone, what do I know about these characters? Does the opening show me their personality and their dynamics with one another, or does it show me flat JPEGs that tell me nothing? Does the opening sell me on the show's identity? Can I tell what this series is about from the opening alone? And do I want to watch it? The music is obviously important as well, but whether a song is good or not is ultimately subjective. We focused on how the music sells the mood of a show and how its pacing contributes to the animation and the opening's energy. Does it stand out in your brain after you finish listening to it? If I play Guess That Anime OP quizzes every week for a year, and I haven't been able to recognize Charlotte's opening once despite it popping up all the time, doesn't that kind of make it a bad opening? And of course, we ask the age-old scientific question, does this song fuck? Credits. Okay, this is the one to pay attention to. In fact, this is the big element that most other lists don't seem to consider at all. It's common to see creditless versions of openings on YouTube, even from official uploads, because those versions show off the animation underneath, which is what most people care about. But here's the thing. Credits are a part of the opening. And if your opening doesn't consider the credits, or worse, if it looks better when the credits aren't there, that is bad. Imagine if your opening was better when the song wasn't there. That would be bad. Do the credits move on their own? Are they stylized in a way that synergizes with their story? How do they exit and enter every single shot? Are they in an interesting font or even a fantasy language? Or are they just white, bold box text slapped on at the last second because nobody cared? English versions do this a lot. The best openings find ways to integrate the credits into the animation in such a way that they cannot be removed, putting them in the same physical space as the characters. Other openings have such bad credits that it actively knocks them several spots down on the list, or even off of it entirely. If an opening that you really like isn't on here, there's a pretty good chance it's because the credits are either boring or actively fight against the opening's own animation. Theming. This goes hand in hand with the visuals and music, but it's important enough to be considered its own category. The quickest way to describe theming is, could you do a book report on this opening? Is there hidden depth to the visuals? After you watch the show, do certain things take on additional meaning? Does the opening change over time? Is this apple secretly a death note? Oh my, it is. And then, last but not least, there is that special something. The vibes, the secret spice, the little pinch of artistry that pushes the opening over the top. That je ne sais quoi, otherwise known as the Jennies. Things that make you go, oh, that's so cool. When the characters are playing their own theme song as an in-universe audition and they reanimate the entire opening for it. When the guitar wail in Wolf's Rain sounds like an actual wolf howling at the moon. Or this bit in Black Clover's 10th opening where the little elf man yodels at the same time as the singer. So I guess this has to be number one. List over. Now, we could talk about the specific examples of vermutkature in every shot and every frame of all 100 openings. And we did, but not here. If you watch this list and you're like, hey, why did that opening score so high? Well, lucky you, Hot Girlfriend and the other one talked about that for literally over 10 hours over on Patreon. If you, an academic, are interested in further reading, I encourage you to go there after the video. What's that? You don't have the money for Patreon? Oh, don't worry. We're academic researchers. Neither do we. But guess what? That further reading is so long that the first several hours of it are free. And it even covers many of the runner-up titles that didn't quite make the list at all. Wow, what a bargain. We go much deeper into how our rating system applied to each opening in the supplementary reading. But for this abridged version of the video, we'll just cover a few examples of good and bad very quickly so you know what we're talking about, followed by our specific rule set. Or if you don't care, you can just start watching the list at this timestamp. But you do care, because you're smart. You're here to learn. And you know that if you skip the qualifying factors, this list won't make any sense. Good visuals. There are a million ways to create good visual flow, and a video covering that subject could easily be several hundred hours long. To simplify a very, very big topic, one of the best ways to make your opening look nice is to create bridges between various shots. A bridge can be anything that links one shot to the next, either literally or thematically. This creates a harmony between the shots and makes it easy for your eyeballs and brain to accept the series of images as one ongoing thing. Having the same character or object in both shots, having the same motion, having the same shapes or colors. For instance, in Kageki Shoujo, a very good show that you should watch, the main character is brushing her teeth, and the brush moves left and right every 2 frames. Then, in the next shot, she's scrubbing the floor in the exact same direction at the exact same rate, 2 frames each way. This similarity creates a visual bridge and tricks you into feeling like a cut didn't happen at all. These connections can also be more abstract, like thematic connections or image association. Here, in the best One Piece opening, the shots transition in a variety of clever ways. In this section, they use image association to cut through several story beats very quickly. Blackbirds, white birds, big white bird wing, falling pages moving like wings, and then falling books. And this bit is extra smooth if you know that those white birds carry the newspapers in the One Piece universe, and that this sequence depicts an escape scene with the following shot hiding the fugitives who just escaped. Wow, that's a lot of information to pack into just a few seconds of visuals. Bad visuals. If there are a million ways to make your visuals look good, then there are a billion ways to make them look awful. The color palette can be ugly and oversaturated with jittery compositing that moves too fast and hurts your eye to look at. The timing might be off, with characters moving at awkward speeds because the animation director didn't correct errors early enough. Or maybe the studio thought they could get away with badly tracking this PlayStation asset behind Kirito instead of drawing a background, even though this is Sword Art Online and it made like $8 trillion. The camera might fly in random directions, so each shot is dizzying and feels like it's fighting against the next with no smooth connections between any of them. And let's not forget this thing, which looks like the intro to a visual novel on the PSP made on a budget of the lint I just found in my pocket. That's not very Jibunwo. Not very Jibunwo at all. There are also openings that failed our visual check for less obvious reasons. For instance, having an amazing song, groovin' even, but then the entire opening is just made of shots pulled from the show. That's not an opening. That's an AMV. And then there are many examples of what we have termed JPEG openings, where shows with a large cast try to show off said cast as a series of identical static images. These are JPEGs. They tell me nothing. They're not posed in interesting ways, the characters aren't interacting, so I don't know what their dynamics are. I could get the same information from scrolling the image gallery on a fandom wiki. The saddest thing to see is an opening that's mostly quite good, but then there's a random gap of 20 seconds where literally nothing happens, not even credits. Oops! You know, animation studios, there's no law saying your opening has to be 90 seconds long. It's okay if you only have 60 seconds of ideas, or even 30 seconds. No one will hurt you. Good music. As someone who likes listening to Au Revoir by the Front Bottoms, a band whose vocalist sounds as though he is singing from his bottom,
You probably don't even know what that means.
I am not legally allowed to say what good music is or isn't. Instead, I will just present a few openings that did not make the list, but their song notably fucks. There are many, many, many openings with great songs. Here are just a few honorable mentions. That's right. Bomberman Jedders, my freak pick for favorite anime of all time, is not on here. That's how you know this list is serious. It is number 105, though. Bad music. When we say bad music, you probably think we mean something that sounds unpleasant. And there are plenty of songs with vocals that I personally think sound grating.
Tell me why, does he look like a bitch?
But just because something sounds rough or unpolished does not necessarily make it bad art. Not all art is meant to be comfortable. Art is meant to make you feel something, to convey emotion and story, to make you think. The Magical Destroyers opening is so evocative and f***ed up that we watched it like 30 times. I would not listen to this recreationally if you put a gun to my head. But we did think about it. A lot. So much so that we decided to give it an honorary number question mark slot, because we didn't know what to do with it. Sometimes artists can utilize a quote-unquote flaw in order to add style or thematic depth. Take Princess Tutu, for example. The singer's vocals are very close to the microphone. The sound is intimate, arguably bordering on amateurish. But it works. The opening's visuals evoke the set design of a stage play, and the intimacy of the singer actually works with that intent in mind. It feels like you're watching a tiny production from a dance troupe with a lot of heart, but not a lot of budget. So the song's unusual vocal quality actually adds to the piece. No, bad music is more complicated. When it comes to anime openings, bad music is most egregious not when it sounds like poo-poo, but when an opening song fails to harmonize with its own artistic intentions. For a very technical and literal example, take Suritama. Everyone likes a cute dance in their opening, but maybe not so much when half the movements are offbeat like you're failing a rhythm minigame.
Oh, too bad! Get out of here!
But even then, dissonance can be a purposeful artistic choice, like in Paranoia Agent. The opening song is odd and energized, constant. There is no drop, no build, no breathing room. Its bright tone deliberately clashes with the disasters on screen. But that's on purpose. The visuals are clashing in the same way. The disconnect between the danger and the characters laughing in the face of that danger is the point. It's f***ing weird. It makes you go, what the hell happens in Paranoia Agent? And that makes you want to watch Paranoia Agent. That's a good opening. That same feeling does not work in something like the original Legend of the Galactic Heroes. In this show, the song failing to build or change feels wrong. It feels like a mistake, like you're watching a slideshow and the presenter's button to move to the next slide is broken. This makes the openings feel awkward and actively boring. And don't get me wrong, I like watching slow things waiting for something interesting to happen. That's why I'm watching Legend of the Galactic Heroes. Worst of all, there are many openings with no musical identity whatsoever. I've run Name That Tune games in the past where I had to gather hundreds of notable openings so players could recognize them by the song alone. Given to me by my boyfriend, famous for watching anime no one's ever heard of.
What the? Hey, now I'm in last place because your boyfriend gave you a made-up anime song?
And let me tell you, there are a lot of openings that desperately want to sound like a Lisa song in a bid to emulate what's popular, and in doing so, sound like nothing. Which is a shame, because there's so many ways that you can sound like something. The haunting whispers of Shadow's House, the rapping crime jazz of Aka 13, the edgelord electronica of the Overlord openings, all of these are instantly recognizable. Even if they're not to your taste, they have an identity. You hear it and you think, that is the Overlord OP. She is very, very crazy. Meanwhile, there are 17,000 plucky J-pop openings that might as well be the exact same song. What even is this? I feel like I've heard it before, but God damn it, it's the Charlotte opening again! I'm never gonna get this! Good credits. One major reason that creditless or clean openings are so common on YouTube is that versions without the credits are sometimes so different they can be uploaded without being detected by the automatic copyright takedown, while the versions with credits are more likely to be removed. A sort of anti-natural selection where YouTube kills off all the good uploads. This is also the reason why 60 frame per second versions of openings are often available, while the native 24 frame per second versions are not. Because the 60 FPS versions are ugly and disgusting, and ruin the animation so much that the copyright filters don't recognize them as the same thing. A good opening actually looks worse creditsless because a smart design team will leave a lot of negative space to put the credits in. And without those credits, those shots feel awkward and empty. Look at the first Urusei Yatsura 2022 opening. This actually went up several slots on our list after we watched the credits version. This shot feels kind of unfinished, until you put the credits on it. And the models on this roller coaster shot are honestly a little weak if you look at them for too long, but it's fine because the song credit is supposed to be covering them for most of that screen time. These credits are part of the opening. They cannot be removed. If you remove them, it's worse. Great openings will add effects onto the credits so they feel just as alive as the animation that's behind them. And the best openings will have diegetic credits. These are credits that are literally inside of the world depicted in the animation. Diegetic credits are the strongest credits of all because including them requires the most planning and care of any type of typography. Plus, characters are able to interact with them, and that's fun. Bad credits. Nothing disqualified more openings in this project than bad credit placement. But here are some of the most tragic examples. The first Fire Force opening has a fantastic song, an incredible battle animation that really sells you on the show. And then they slap big, bold, blocky white text on top of it, often smack in the middle of the animation's line of action, ruining it. Here's a nice shot with tons of space on the left side of the screen for credits, but they didn't put any there. And here's another one, except this time they made the interesting choice to put credits on both sides of the screen, including on top of the character's face. Then those credits continue into the next shot for some reason. A smart designer would have used this as an opportunity to have two different sets of credits separated by the cut, so they could have removed some of the text from one of the 500 action shots they ruined. Let's pause and take a look at this. This right here is what our team has named the DSC. The Dreaded Song Credit. These include the artist, song name, distributor, etc. It's a lot of information. And usually they're larger than the other text in the opening. This means that the Dreaded Song Credit has more text on screen than any other single credit. And so it is the source of more ugly typographic blunders than anything else. Worst of all, the DSC is a song credit, so it usually shows up at the best part of the song. And the best part of the song usually has the best animation. So more often than not, the DSC will cover the most interesting part. Oops! Oh, there's also the credits for the opening animation when it's done by a separate team from the rest of the series, which can sometimes look real bad. Oh my god. Oh no, it's killing me. Good theming. This is perhaps the hardest category to talk about in brief. At a surface level, it is obviously good when an opening illustrates its show's tone and general story, so you know what it's about at a glance. That's just good advertising. Plus, it's extra fun when an opening tells a little story all its own. The more you understand about a show, the more you can appreciate its subtleties, like a fine wine. This joke is funnier if you've watched Baccano. It's fun to see openings make allusion to the wider world of art and culture, like the Elfen Lied opening, which is just Gustav Klimt for some reason. Or how Death Note is just hilariously Christian and Light is literally Satan. This is also theming. Evil theming. It is difficult to explain good examples of theming without spoiling aspects of the show, so I won't go into examples, but I bet you can think of at least one show whose opening made you go, oh, after seeing it enough times or reading ahead in the manga. This is that. Bad theming. Oops. Sometimes an opening simply has nothing going on. It tells you nothing about its show or characters, it tells you nothing about its plot, and if the professor of a studio art class asked the director why they made the choices that they made when making the opening, they would go, A recent high-profile example is Delicious in Dungeon, a cool franchise with an opening almost as bad as its terrible English title. Let's examine this visual of the lead characters as giants. Does being a giant have anything to do with the themes of the series? No. Okay. Are the characters posed in a way or in a location that tells you something about them? No, not really. Shuro doesn't come from the snowy mountains. And here's Chilchuk, placed at the site of the series' final battle for some inexplicable reason. Oh, and this is a panning shot of all the girls going one way, and then all the boys, arranged by gender, and nothing else. Are these mirror images of characters who have mirrored arcs, or maybe pairs of characters, like the old man gnome would mirror the grandma gnome? No, it's just boys go here, girls go here. Cool opening. Did you make it in PowerPoint? This is a show about survival, ecosystems, food chains, sacrifice, desire, and cooking. But you wouldn't know that from watching this opening. And the only food in the opening shows up at the 85% mark in one shot. Unless you count the band name. Poor Bump of Chicken. They try so hard, and then the animation studios expect their songs to carry everything. Hashtag free Bump of Chicken 2025. The Jennies. There are no good versus bad Jennies. You either got it or you don't. This is the X Factor. This is the category that praises that one time Gintama redid one of their openings in MS Paint and then actually broadcast it because this is the funniest thing ever. Or when Welcome to the Ballroom has the scary giraffe people show off their long necks to fight for dominance. Is this good visuals? I don't know, but it did make me laugh so hard I caught COVID from it. So it's certainly something in italics. Even if the opening doesn't score particularly well in our other categories, something unspoken or particularly artful can make it worth talking about regardless. The Mushishi opening has almost no visuals whatsoever, but the mood of the song is so wistful and sleepy and somber that it just works. I never skip it. Maybe the opening plays with medium and goes beyond ordinary 2D animation. Or maybe it conveys a particular emotion so well that you just can't help but feel happy when you watch it, or sad, or nostalgic. Even if you never watched the show in the first place. An opening with the Jennies just hits different. It's a hook, a vibe. And if an opening has that special something, then those opening seconds can do a better job selling you on a show than any plot synopsis ever could. Cool fight animation is cool, but you can only watch a big anime punch so many times before your brain starts to gloss over it. There's no expiration date on an opening that makes you feel some kind of way. Now, even with these qualifiers in place, comparing different openings objectively is often impossible. Different genres are trying to accomplish different things. The job of a rom-com is to sell you on its romantic leads, while the job of an early 2000s edgy anime is to sell you on the vibes and make you go, what the hell is this, when you see it one night on Adult Swim because you stayed up too late, and then it changes the trajectory of your life forever. And the job of every other anime opening is to show you that there are boobs in it. It's apples and oranges. Apples and melons. For instance, the vibes of the Monster opening are immaculate, and it even uses the Legend of Zelda font. But does it have boobs? Big dragon bobbos? How could it compare to Dragon Maid S? This guy doesn't have any boobs, so I guess that means this is the worst opening ever. Good luck. Your breast reduction was a success.
Where's Tenma?
Who do you think took your boobs?
No, I am kidding. Instead of pretending that we could objectively rank each opening one after the other on a linear scale from 1 to 100, we decided to do something a little different. We did make a traditional list of 100-odd openings, but then we split that list into 5 different strata, with each 20 openings in their own group. It's hard to say Boobless Monster Man is objectively better than such and such opening that's nothing like it, but it's pretty easy to take the absolute value of each of the openings and say, hey, these 20 openings are all, like, within the same ballpark of quality. Let's put them in a little clubhouse together. They are friends.
You are my friend!
So if you think that opening 65 is better than opening 70, don't worry. Those guys are in the same clubhouse together. They hang out. You can move them around as you see fit. Some other rules for clarification. Multiple openings per series are allowed, so long as they all do something artistically distinct from one another. So, for instance, there could be 5 fairy tale openings on this list, but there aren't because fairy tale openings are all bad. Except this one. That's the best lyric of all time. In fact, let's just adjust this real quick. There you go. If multiple openings in a series are good enough to make the list, but artistically they're all attempting the same thing, and one of them does it the best, that best opening will be the only one represented on the list. For instance, all of the Kaguya Love is War openings are pretty good, and in a vacuum, each of them might be strong enough to land a slot. But they all tell a roughly equivalent story with the same style of music and visuals. Overall, on our scale, the second opening is the strongest. So that's the one that gets on the list, even though all of them are great. This way, we can free up more slots so that we can celebrate more openings than we would otherwise be able to. Similarly, there are some openings that work as part of a set so nicely, we actually have those openings occupy the same slot. The best example of this is Samurai Champloo and Michiko and Hachin, which are made by the same team and are functionally the same opening twice in a different font. Choosing one over the other is a matter of personal taste, and so onto the same slot they go. If an opening has multiple versions, for whatever reason, we considered all the ones we could find and rated the one we thought was the best. Only openings from TV shows are allowed on the list. OVAs were considered, but only if they had more than one episode and the OVA has a unique opening. Otherwise, they are a movie, and movies do not count. If another person puts your name's intro into another anime OP's list, I am going to walk into the ocean. You know that's not what people mean when they say anime OPs. You are cheating. If I was making a list of all-time great live-action television openings and I put the opening credits of Goldfinger on it, you would think I was an idiot. English versions of openings were sometimes considered, but anytime an English version was considered, the original Japanese was also pitted directly against it. There's also at least one donghua on this list, so those count too, let's not be weird about it. Every opening is being considered with credits on screen, except the aforementioned English openings, as those do not usually have credits on screen. Lyrics, as a rule, were not considered in our ranking. This might seem kind of stupid, but hear me out. Sure, for popular openings, it's simple enough to find a translation of the song, but which translation do you use? Do you find a fan-made version that's interpreted the lyrics in a loose way that ties them better to the themes of the show? Or is that cheating, because they're taking creative liberties and those lyrics aren't technically official? Do you use a raw translation, or is that so clunky that it would make the song score lower than it deserves? Do you believe some guy's post on Reddit because he says his translation is correct? And how do you find accurate translations for the shows that nobody's ever even heard of? Because this lyric problem doesn't just apply for the top 100. If we're considering lyrics, we would have needed to consider them for every entry, all 2,000 or 3,000 of them. So, instead of triple-checking every song with our imaginary bilingual friend who had also seen all 10,000 shows so they knew the lyrical context and could affirm whether or not lyrics added anything to the opening, we just decided to waive this aspect altogether. In the end, lyrics became a tiebreaker. If we were having trouble deciding between two slots, we would look at the lyrics of those two songs. Other than that, lyrics were ignored. This is, admittedly, a failing of our rating system, but one I don't think we'd be able to solve without actually paying a team of full-time translators to translate the openings and watch all of the shows. If this choice bothers you, we're sorry. Feel free to donate $150,000 of grant money to our Patreon. An opening being iconic does not give it any points. We ranked these openings on an even playing field, as if all of them were released yesterday. This list is celebrating an opening's artistry, not necessarily its cultural impact. In our eyes, Neon Genesis Evangelion is just as important as Hamtaro. And saying that probably just made someone watching this throw up. Also, you think that you know which openings are iconic until you watch some 16-year-olds name that anime quiz and they list TTGL's theme as hard, making me feel like I'm 400 years old. The last and possibly most important rule: the quality of the anime itself does not factor into how we rank the opening. Sometimes the best anime in the world has an opening that is dog shit. Sometimes an obscure piece of trash has an absolute bop of a song or a talented animation director. And we just have to deal with that. This is our cross to bear. Me when I'm cosplaying at Nazareth. The point of this list is to celebrate the craftsmanship of an anime's opening. We are only ranking the openings themselves. It does not matter if the show sucks. It does not matter if the opening hints towards an incredible story that isn't there in the episodes that follow. An opening's job is to pitch you a show and make you want to watch it. If an opening is good enough to trick you into watching garbage, then the opening is a con man. But a well-made con man. It still gets points. An opening cannot lose points because the show it's attached to sucks. However, an opening can gain points by accurately representing its show and presenting its story and characters in an interesting way that makes you want to watch it. If you think that this is paradoxical and nitpicky, it is. And you can go and spend 10,000 hours making your own list. In fact, I want you to. I think the world would be better if everybody spent 10,000 hours looking at art and learning about why they like things. And that's all of the rules. With all that out of the way, it is finally time to go over the top 100. Because we have been judging them on their visuals and flow, it only feels fair to try and edit these openings together in interesting ways. So I spent a lot of time doing that. I hope you enjoy it. I also hope that YouTube copyright claims don't knock down half of the list the second I upload it, even though I personally am putting no ads on this video and it is for educational purposes. Let's make a game of it. Leave a comment below guessing how many songs out of 100 will be muted by the time you watch it. My guess is all 100. We have done our best to keep this list objective, not letting favoritism cloud our judgment or alter our final ranking. And I believe for 99 slots, we have done a commendable job of that. So, for slot 100, if you would, please, allow us this one exception. Here begins the top 100 best anime openings of all time. The most Jibun-wo openings, if you will. And with that said, there really is, truly, only one way to begin.
見上げた大空が青く澄み切ってゆく閉ざした窓を開くこと決めた祭壇の羊機械仕掛けの夢はどこに向かっていくコテリアのひつき暗闇から目覚める光よ So nice to meet you, good to see you きっと私の想いあなたのハートに飛んで飛んで飛んでゆけ恋してるありったけの夢をかき集め探し物を探しに行くのさ One Piece Break down, break down Let's break down, break downその向こう側へ今君とならそう飛び出すいつか見失ってしまう前に君を失ってしまう前に私が私であるために Break out without me よ昨日までの私じゃいられない Break out どんなに未知数の好きあったにされて You can't be born again although you can change Let's stay together always Ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-ba
湧き上がる歓声が勇気となる立ち上がれば今以上苦しみ伴うそれでも最後はきっと笑う全てさらう勝利と完成
Everybody stand up 上げろ今日一番の時間だ目にも止まらぬスピードハンター誰もが皆トリコ看板
ナチュラルコードで日々を乗せた針が晒してるノイズ僕は背景になって君にとって所詮ゴミ処理リズムしたレジュメじゃ解けない夏のリズムげなりさなれる目を離した君が二度と帰
悲しまないように笑うそんなヒーローになるための歌さらば掲げろピンサイン転がってくストーリーを愛残像量を目に焼き付けてこの空の下どんなとこにいても届くはずなんだまだ見ぬ世界へ
To the ocean, mighty river, release my soul. I need to see the world. To the unknown, I'll go against my sorrow. Mighty river, release my soul. Out to the open gold. I can stay here forever in this heart. Singing na 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 turning sideways. I can't take this pressure no more. Got me moving like a hurricane. 掴んで拳して不完全な僕たちが光って見えない未来の自分を作れるなら Let's tie this world, even I cannot wrap this world. All I need is catches from. We can catch the game. Why can't I now? Millions to the spender. ほら味方に変えて One, two, three, four. Oh yeah. What's that? Take me to the top. I'm trying through the dirt.
It's a whole new world we live in. It's a whole new way to see. It's a whole new place with a brand new attitude. But you still gotta catch 'em all. Be the best that you can be.
これは私が決める I say my heaven スーパードライバーとし任せてなんて立って前進不可能飛び越えて Take it go
広がる闇の中交わし合って革命のちぎり誰にも邪魔させるわけにはいかないから
くしゃくしゃに笑う君を焼き付けて波打ち際に跳ねる影二つ鳴らす足音はスエと響いてる
In the middle of the fake game, the same proclaims made by the last from the lost age. Try to believe to know what you want, but you are not sure which side you're on from the start. Take a look, how the junk we made, the last corner you take will never lead you to the pearly gates.
「闇を駆け抜けていくスピン愛こそが全て受け取る全てがまるでメッセージ照らしていてよ」「まとめ合えば不思議なもんで無理して笑ってもバレてしまうな」「はいかぶっても大丈夫あなたがいるのならば」「ヒロキ」
Cause you know that this one is a problem, cause it just cannot be uploaded. If I include it, then the vid's blocked worldwide. If you wanna hear it, you can click the link to Patreon and watch the whole thing normally. Hey!
ちに埋もれてもそれでも今でも I will be your dead man with nothing but this blood on my hands, stuck in your wonderland. I wanna make you.
I'll be there, hold on, the changes somehow. So wherever you now, I'll reach you, light up the shadows of fear, illusions apart.
Smile, sweet, sister, sadistic, surprise, service. We are this one's blocked worldwide, so I can't put the music. But you can see it on Patreon anyway. Here's an opening that wasn't a fucking problem.
Jesus お向かいさんなの聞いてやっぱりのあいつの攻撃気づいてないふりだったあいつの衝撃まった自己寝起きのキックは挨拶代わりに生足いつも傷だらけ I've lost it all I am losing tell me to
breathe. なんかちょっと恥ずかしいやるべきことは忘れててもわかるそうしないとまだ見えないもの乾いた足跡のたどれば幼き日まばたきも忘れて何ページも費やして綴られた僕らの気分どうしてか一行の空白を埋められない
気づいたの眠りが痛みだった時間は過ぎなかった終わらせたかった終わりなんてなかった
Digimon, forever united as one. Digimon, together the battles are won. Digimon, through us I feel. I can only show my everything to you. If this moment was for me. 闇を払って闇を払って夜の帳が降りたら合図だ。愛がして回る感情線誰事なのは吐き捨て方。振り出しバンバン殺せクラシックな暮らしにメタモルフォーゼ。昔昔そのまた昔たった人類は食って眠って踊り笑ってはぁキリのない苦痛ギリギリの社会やつそれが普通って映ってる朝の I cannot take this anymore. I'm done with the feelings that I've known and paradox. The feeling of hatred burns my soul. I'm done with the feelings that I've known and paradox. 'Where your destiny lies, dancing on the blade, you set my heart on fire. Don't stop us now, the moment of June. We were born to make history. We'll make it happen, we'll turn it around. Yes, we were born to make history. I は俺に任せとけばいい教科書にない問題知りない超パッとなましない鏡を鏡答えちゃってプロです I'm the best of it 生身のままいけるとこまで裏です裏いした上あなたのすべてが愛にだかりギラギラ燃えてしまいたいEvery minute that I die back in time Every single existence rewinds Something secretive hidden inside your mind All the highs and the smiles never faded I know you'll be by my side when we make it Come back from the times
宇宙の影時計の針が尖った時間を乗り換えて差し伸べた両手髪をまな板ずっ悲しい顔はやめてよ罪の最後は涙じゃないよずっと苦しく背負ってくんだ出口見えない感情迷路に誰を待ってるの白いノートに綴ったようにもっと素直に吐き出したいよ何から逃れたいんだ現実って Kiss me before sunrise or I'm leaving you tonight My love found a place to stay and rest like that 聞きながらブランドのバッグ選んでるそんな未来は勘弁だ頭ん中のフィクションがだんだん現実に姿を変えていくよ So get up, won't you question me Running free, running me Shut it down, it's a no to explode Run away, run away, run away, run away 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 島の底から目覚めるその柱たち時を超え
その血の君
I think it's time we blow this scene. Get everybody in the stuff together. Okay, 3, 2, 1, let's jam.
今でも青が澄んでいる今でも青は澄んでいるどんな祈りも言葉も近づけるのに届かなかったまるで静かな恋のようなTill the end and then reset. No, in it all, I'm a destined to fall. Like what you did for me. You're